behind me, I'm not going to be hardly looking at you. I am driving. So, I think tomorrow, I had today off because our company was closed where I work. I still saw my co-workers because they had a cookout for Labor Day, so spent some time with them outside of work, which was fun. I have to admit, it was fun. But tomorrow I actually have a scheduled day off other than today, so I'm kind of excited about that. Aside from giving plasma tomorrow, I'm going to try and make a video. It may not get put up tomorrow. We will see. But I'm going to attempt to take some time to make a video. It's going to be revolving around Milo and Hera, my bunnies, about bonding rabbits. I've done a video in the past about spaying and neutering, which I'll again touch on with the bonding video that I do, because spaying and neutering does play actually a large part in bonding. So I'm not going to stress out my rabbits by demonstrating bonding with them. I'm not going to take them out and put them in bonding situations because I don't want to stress them out. But I did take pictures of them when I did bond them. So what I will do is put those up. So that is my goal for tomorrow. Also, what I can talk about now, I guess, is today I went into the pet store, and I'll put up this clip of this bearded dragon. He's so super cute. I want to do some more research on bearded dragons because I have a feeling that for a while I've wanted a hamster, but if I don't get a hamster first, I am really seriously considering a bearded dragon. And today, when my husband and I went into Petco, we saw the cutest bearded dragons. And I did take a little video of one of them, and he was so super cute. So, but anyway, that won't be for a while. That's a future goal, because like I said, I'd have to do my research on them and all that fun stuff. Thursday, the pet store is getting in, because I was checking, because I want to get some tank mates for the sorority, since they're in a 20-gallon high. I wanted to be able to put some schooling fish in there, and I was debating back and forth about guppies or rasboras, and I wasn't too horribly familiar with the kinds of rasboras. I only really ever saw pictures of rasboras that were considered to be harlequin, and I was going to be fine with those. I'm like, I'll get harlequin rasboras. But Petco did not have any rasboras, but she said she made a list for me. Sorry, a cop just passed me, and I just was like, I'm holding my phone up. I don't think he saw. But anyway, she made a list for me of all the rasbora breeds, or types, however you want to say it, that she has the ability to order in. And she just she said that on Thursday they happen to be getting in one kind of rasbora. And she wrote down which one that one was as well. And funny enough, it's the most expensive rasbora on the list. Which still really isn't bad. They're $3.49 a fish. And of course, I want to get 5 since you need to get a school. But I looked them up, and they are super pretty. They are Galaxy rasboras. Never heard of them before. They also have the cheapest rasbora on the list was a scissor tail. Not as spectacular looking. They're more plain. But the Galaxy ones, super pretty. So I think Thursday I will be going and getting myself 5 Galaxy Rasboras to put in with the beta sorority. And my goal is to also put some gravel in with them finally, because they're still without gravel. I have gravel in the house, and I just need my husband to help me with it because it's in a huge bucket, and I think there are big stones in there too, and it's super, super heavy for me, and it's hard for me to lift things like that and tip them and to just maneuver them around to get what I need out of that bucket, because not only is it super heavy, but I have carpal tunnel in both my wrists, and I have arthritis in my knuckle on my index finger, my knuckle on my dominant hand, which makes it sometimes even hard for me to open a tight lid on a water bottle. So it's hard for me to handle heavy things. So he needs to help me to get the gravel out of there, and it's going to be dirty, so I have to rinse it really well. I probably have plenty of gravel in that bucket that I can put in with the sorority so that I can clean it out better. I did vacuum out, I did vacuum the gravel of Alpha's tank today. And then I also took the gravel out of the snail tank because it was super, super hard for me to see any of the baby snails. And I just the other day had another batch of baby snails hatch, ram's horns. So there were eggs on the side of the tank. When I took the gravel out gently, because I had a feeling there were going to be babies in the gravel, and there is. And what gravel I didn't get out, which was minuscule pieces, I dumped the rest of the water out and everything, hoping that I didn't murder any baby snails. I did. When I dumped the water, there were a few baby snails clinging to the bottom of the tank, so I was happy about that, and I managed to put them back in the snail tank. Or I put all the snails into a container while I was cleaning the tank. And I didn't do a cleaning, like scrubbing cleaning, because I knew I had eggs. But once I got the water refilled and everything, I transferred all the snails, including babies, that I did find, into the snail tank. Excuse me, I do have a cold. And I have the gravel from that tank sitting in the room in a container with a lid, and I look in it every once in a while. Earlier today I did pull out 3 more baby snails because there are still baby snails in the gravel. So when they do show themselves, when they climb up the sides, or the 3 that I pulled out today happen to be sitting on the piece of cuttle bone that I left in there. So they were super easy to see, 3 little dots sitting on the cuttle bone. I took the cuttle bone out, and I very gently put the snails into the snail tank. So I've got a great number of baby snails. But once I had the water back in the tank and I put all the snails that I could find back in the tank, I checked the sides, and sure enough, I still had a nest of eggs on the side. I was super excited about that. And just a couple of days after I did that whole water change and taking the gravel out, those eggs hatched. So I got even more, I think, in that tiny, I don't know what you call a ram's horn snail nest, a clutch. I do, even though they don't look anything like mystery snail eggs. They're just like, they look like little slime things on the side. But I counted like 11 babies in that little area, and in a span of 24 hours, every single one of those little dots left the area. So I got more baby snails in there. I think I do have other eggs in the tank. So that's exciting. And then on top of that, the 3 betas that I took in, I never know anymore whether my husband noticed that every now and then when I'm talking about the fish, I'll say beta, but in the same sentence I'll say beta. So I don't know. I don't know. But I bought medicine today for the blue female. I'm switching hands because my arm's getting sore. But I bought medicine for the blue female that's got Popeye, and she's got it in both of her eyes, and she's having difficulty seeing. She's having difficulty finding her food. It takes her a little bit, and then she does find it. Today while I was at the pet store, and I got sidetracked from that whole story because I talked about the bearded dragon, but I bought a fruit fly culture, flightless. They're not wingless, they're flightless fruit fly culture. And the betas do like them. I have not tried giving them to my Popeye girl because she already has enough trouble finding stationary food that floats on top, as opposed to fruit flies that are gonna hop away from her. So I want to wait to feed her any of those until she can see better. But the betas that I did give some fruit flies, they really did enjoy. And so yeah, I just got to perfect how I do it, because it is rather awkward to open up the container and try and get out the number of fruit flies you want without other ones escaping, because even though they can't fly, they do jump. They do crawl, so while the container is open, they can crawl out, or they can jump out. They don't jump super high, but they do jump. So, and I did lose one today in the room. There's a lone fruit fly crawling around in that room somewhere. Hopefully that will just die because I lost it. Just one. But, and then out of the males, the bigger of the 2 males that, you know, has a super torn fins but looks reasonably healthy otherwise, he's very active. He has been making bubble nests, and I'm super excited about that. I've never actually, in the past, out of all the males I've ever owned, none of them have ever made bubble nests. So I'm like, what, you know, when other people are talking about their males making bubble nests, I'm like, why am I not so lucky? None of mine make bubble nests. Well, I've only had this male for a week, and he's made more than 1 bubble nest. I felt bad today because I did water changes, and they're still in these small containers in quarantine so that they can get better. And so I did a water change, and I felt super bad because I just destroyed his bubble nest. So hopefully he'll make another one. And then I'm still debating in my mind what is wrong with the other male. And the one that makes the bubble nest, I decided to name Phoenix. I still need a name for the other red male that I have yet to decide, you know, what is actually wrong with him. If he has a swim bladder issue, or if he has a physical injury that keeps him from swimming properly. Maybe, I mean, I know fish have bones. Maybe he actually broke some bones in his tussle and they've healed wrong, and he's just going to swim funny for the rest of his life. And I don't know. I don't know what the issue with him is, but he still is happy to see me when I come. He's begging for food. He doesn't act ill, other than the fact that he swims funny. So I don't know, but he needs a name. And then of course the girl with Popeye also needs a name. I'm unsure at this point what to call her. She's blue. She's all blue. I've debated with Blueberry, but I'm not sure. I also debated with Olive Oil because of Popeye, but I don't know if I want to brand her with Popeye just because she's got it. But we'll see. So if you have any ideas for her for a name, that would be great. And then I do have the one that I did scoop, 2 that I bought from PetSmart. That I got shortly before I rescued the other 3. One of them passed away this morning, which I expected. Not necessarily this morning, but I had pulled her out of the sorority because she wasn't eating. She wasn't coming up to and being excited about food like everybody else. She would stay by herself all the time and hide. And when it was feeding time, she never came out. And I was like, there is something wrong with her. And she was kind of like that from day one when I got her. She was, you know, not super exuberant like the others. So I took her out a few days ago and put her in her own little space and kept the water line low, and would put some pellets in there, you know, a couple here and there, scooped out what she didn't eat, which was always because I would put a couple pellets in there and she wouldn't eat them. She had no interest. She hadn't eaten in days and she wasn't interested. So she passed away this morning. So she doesn't need a name. She died nameless, sadly. But then my other one that has no ventral fins, she's like a white and a red and a blue, very pretty. She needs a name. My husband suggested Rainbow. But, you know, we'll see if you have any name suggestions. So basically, for the 3 that I rescued, and then for my rainbow girl, they all need names. So if you want to help me out with that, that would be wonderful. Well, I guess not all 3, because I named the one that made the bubble nest phoenix. So just the one that's swimming funny, the one with Popeye, and my rainbow girl need names. But yeah. Anyway, this was just supposed to be a, hey, I'll work on a video tomorrow about bonding bunnies, but I guess we talked about fish too. So yeah, I'll be nearly home here soon. I was taking my son back to his father's. It's a 45-minute drive one way, and I'm on my 45-minute drive home, which I should be home in about 15. But yeah, tomorrow, since I have the day off, I will work on how to bond your bunnies when you want more than one. And whether I get it posted tomorrow or not, I'm not sure, but it will be a video that's coming. So anyway, nice talk. Have a great day, guys, and hope you had a wonderful Labor Day. I can't get it to turn off because I'm driving and I can't see the button. So here we go. We'll do this. Seriously, you don't want to shut off. Okay, bye guys. Maybe. Look how precious. You're my next goal. Look at you. You're just a cute little baby. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Oh, baby. Oh, love it.